Dragons of the Singularity. Part 2. Shadows of the Present. Chapter 9. The Breach. The compound smelled of smoke and rust. Selene woke to the creak of metal and the murmur of low voices. Kieran sat nearby, half asleep with his back against the wall, his rifle across his knees. Alpha lingered outside the broken hangar, its golden eyes glowing faintly through the storm. The dragon didn't rest. It only waited. Selene's body ached from the resonant storm. Her head still pounded, her chest burned with phantom fire, and every time she blinked, she saw the violet dragon's maw waiting to consume her again. But beneath the exhaustion, she felt something steady. She was still herself. That mattered more than anything. She pulled herself upright, careful not to wake Kieran. The survivors, scattered soldiers, a few faithful stragglers, even one or two hunters bound in makeshift cuffs, were spread across the hangar floor. They avoided her gaze. Some bowed their heads when she passed. Others scowled, their whispers sharp and bitter. At dawn, the storm thinned enough for movement. The UN commander, Colonel Varga, assembled the survivors in the cracked courtyard. His uniform was torn, his voice hoarse, but his spine was straight.
"We are withdrawing south," he announced, his breath steaming in the frigid air. "The dragons are beyond our capacity to contain. Our orders are to regroup with the main force."
A murmur spread through the soldiers, relief in some voices, unease in others.
Selene stepped forward. "You can't just abandon this site. If the violet dragon returns..."
Varga cut her off, his gaze hard. "And what would you have us do, Dr. Arkwright? Stand and die?"
She faltered. "No, but you've seen what happens when these factions collide. If you scatter, the faithful and the hunters will fill the void. That's blood on the snow waiting to happen."
"It already is," Varga said coldly. "We're soldiers, not priests, not dragon tamers." His eyes flicked toward Alpha in the distance. "Whatever that thing is, it's not ours to command, and neither are you."
Kieran bristled, stepping between them. "She saved your lives. You'd all be ash if not for her."
"Perhaps," Varga admitted, "but she's also the reason half this chaos follows us. The faithful chant her name. The hunters paint her face on their walls. Wherever she goes, they will come." His voice dropped. "Dr. Arkwright isn't a solution. She's the breach."
That night, the breach tore wide. The faithful came first. Dozens of them crept through the storm, torches hidden until they were at the gates. They sang as they charged, voices raw, chanting Selene's name.
"The bridge walks among us."
The soldiers fired warning shots. The faithful didn't stop. Bullets tore into the snow, bodies falling, but still they surged forward, eyes blazing with devotion. Selene's stomach turned. They weren't afraid of death. They welcomed it. Then the hunters struck. Gunfire rained from the ridges, tracer rounds slicing through the storm. The faithful dropped in droves, shrieks mixing with chants. Soldiers scrambled for cover as mortar shells thundered into the courtyard.
"Breach on the north wall!" a soldier screamed.
Selene grabbed Kieran's arm. "We have to stop this." He shook his head. "It's a war zone, Selene. You can't..." "I'm the reason they're here." Her voice cracked. "If I don't face this, more will die."
She ran into the courtyard, snow crunching under her boots, the air thick with smoke and plasma fire. Alpha rose with a roar, wings beating back the storm, golden flames searing the ridges. Hunters scattered, their weapons useless against dragon fire.
"Bridge, bridge, bridge!"
Selene's heart pounded. She raised her hands, her voice breaking. "Stop this, please."
The resonance answered her call. Her cry rippled through the courtyard, shaking the air, bending the storm. Soldiers froze mid-trigger pull. Hunters stumbled. The faithful collapsed into the snow, hands pressed to their ears. Silence. For a heartbeat, it worked. Then one shot rang out. Selene gasped as a soldier near the gate fell, blood blooming across his chest. The silence shattered. Gunfire roared again. Mortars screamed. The faithful surged forward, and the breach became a flood.
Kieran dragged her back behind cover. You can't hold them all, Selene. They don't want peace, they want you.
The violet dragon struck at midnight. It descended like a thunderclap, wings ripping through the storm, plasma boiling in its throat. Faithful screamed in ecstasy. Hunters cursed in terror. Soldiers fired in vain.
Selene fell to her knees, resonance tearing through her skull. She felt both voices screaming at once, Alpha's steady hum, the violet's jagged roar, each demanding she choose, chains or fire, order or chaos. Her chest heaved. "No," she whispered.
Kieran's hand was on her shoulder, grounding her. "Then choose differently."
Her mind reeled. Was that even possible? To choose something other than what the dragons demanded? The resonance clawed at her skull, demanding an answer, and Selene gave one.
She reached not for Alpha, not for the violet, but for herself, for the fragile thread that bound her to Kieran, to the soldiers, even to the faithful who screamed her name. "I am the breach," she whispered in her mind. "But a breach can be crossed." Her resonance flared, not gold, not violet, but white-hot, cutting through the storm. The dragons staggered midair, their roars faltering. Every soldier, every faithful, every hunter froze, their eyes drawn to her. Selene rose in the snow, blood on her lips, her voice a whisper and a thunder all at once. Enough. The storm cracked open.
When the light faded, both dragons were gone. The faithful wept, clawing the snow. The hunters fled into the dark. The UN convoy lay in ruins, half its soldiers dead or broken. Selene stood alone in the courtyard, her body shaking, Kieran at her side. The breach hadn't closed, it had widened, and every side knew it. She was no longer just the bridge, she was the battlefield.